It is Sunday, November 30th. Hi, Pumpkin. It's so good to be back. I missed you. We had a reunion earlier, but this is our first live together in like 4 days. I missed you so much. Yeah, we had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and today is Sunday. So it's good to be back. Yes, people were asking where you were. I think most people tune in for you, but anyway, I hope you're having a great Sunday night. I am. I got a lot of work done tonight. I drove home this morning, and what did we do today? Oh yeah, I went to a yoga class and then went to a yoga training. And then, hey Kevin, good to see ya. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I hope you had something delicious other than turkey to have. Yeah, so we just drove home this morning, and then I went to a yoga class and then a yoga training, how to teach a class. So that was really exciting. At my yoga teacher's house. And then what else? I don't know what, I feel like I did a lot today. I guess driving like for 4.5 hours is a lot. And then just catching up on paperwork. I had to do some billing, and a friend of mine called me, and so we set up our days for the next classes I'm going to teach for 2026. I can't believe it. Tomorrow's December already. Is everybody ready for December? It's kind of exciting. Our year is wrapping up. We have one more month. One more month in the year. Let's do some deep breathing just to kind of ground ourselves, so I can ground myself. I'm going to shut my little heater off. Sorry, that was noisy. I didn't even realize how loud that was, but it's actually pretty quiet. But for a live, I try to keep it as quiet as possible. So if you can, close your eyes. We're going to go within and reach for that inner peace within ourselves, and let all those things that we need to do float out of our heads for a few minutes as you give a gift to yourself of presence and peace. Inhale through your nose. Yeah. And exhale through your mouth. As we slow our breath down, allow that healing energy of oxygen to come into your whole body. Inhale and exhale. And in. And exhale. Continue breathing slowly and deeply. With each healing breath, you're inhaling through your nose and exhaling any stress or tension or frustration. It's not yours. It doesn't belong to you. You can let it go. Yeah. All right. Hi, baby monk. Welcome. Yeah, the cat. I missed the cats. Yeah, the cats didn't appear to be too glad to see me, but I don't know. They don't really show too much emotion. Oh, I heard a special on TV. They were saying, like, why we tend to like resonate with dogs. Some people resonate with dogs more than cats. Is because cats don't have as many muscles in their face that animate their emotions. So they kind of look stoic, and that really makes sense. And dogs have like a lot of different muscles in their face that can, do the puppy dog eyes and all that kind of stuff that resonates with us. I thought that was kind of a cool concept. Yeah, but I miss these guys. Yeah, let's see. So I hope you're doing well, baby monk, GT. And I hope you're doing well too, Art and Kevin. Yeah, so it was a great weekend. I spent time with family, which was always, it's always fun. It's different because, and I don't know if you found this, when you change, your family or the people you know or your friends that you have known you your whole life, when you sort of become a different person, I'm finding it more interesting to see how we now relate to each other, because it's not the same way. And I don't know if anybody here has experienced that, but it's kind of interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about great topaz. Anyway, I want to thank our moderator, Imran Hossain. Yeah, that is my Charlie Brown tree, Kevin. You nailed it. I have another tree over there, but I'm not going to show it yet. It's too early. I'm like, I'll wait till December. Yeah, I do call that my Charlie Brown tree. Did you watch the special yet this year? I like this. It's such a cute little Charlie Brown special. Yeah, but so anyway, when we go with family, and I really love it because it's taken us a few years to sort of find our new footing, and like I'm who I am with them, and sometimes when you are, you don't realize it. Like I used to be a people pleaser, and oh, there's Fractal. I used to be a people pleaser, and I wasn't really, I didn't like myself very much. And now that I'm in a different space emotionally and psychologically, I think the first couple of years they found it kind of surprising, and they weren't really sure how we were going to react and respond. And again, in the past I did some things that were stupid. I listened to somebody's advice that was wrong, and I was terrible. So now that I'm sort of leveling out and becoming who I am and expressing that, it's been nice because they accept me, and they don't have to. They might, a lot of families and a lot of friends that you may have had a long time might say, I like who you used to be, go back to that. So it's refreshing, and it feels good when people, they're with you and they support you. So that always feels nice. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was just listening to the music too, Kevin. I'm glad you said that. Yeah, that da 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 da. That whole Peanut song. It's really really cool. Really classic. Yeah. Oh yeah. You've been estranged on and off for decades. That is so common, Kevin. And I had no idea. I actually estranged myself, like from my parents and my kids, all in the same year. I kind of isolated myself. Again, listening to that person who did not have my best interest at heart, and I'm still rebuilding those relationships, but I'm trying to find the value in that of rebuilding it with who I am now, and that's it takes a long time because you have to rebuild the trust and get to know each other, and you don't know what they're thinking or who they're hearing from and what other influences they maybe have. So it's a lot of unknown, but it's also, there's no other way for me to be right now. So it's been a journey. As I think I mentioned before, you probably know this already. A colleague and I started a support group for parents whose adult children don't speak to them, and it's so common that we had to do a second session, and I think we're going to do a third session as well, because it's common, and people didn't realize how common it was. And I even spoke with somebody who was a child who didn't speak to her mom for many years. She didn't want to get involved, but she said, every single holiday she missed her mom and she wanted to reach out, but she just couldn't out of principle. And now they get along, which is great. But it's hard on everybody. So it's a tough situation. And and we're just trying to give people the tools they need to deal with that, and to find peace, in whatever way they can. Yeah. Yeah, the gray one is a hunter, Jettison. That's so funny. Yeah, no, I think this one would just like be friends with the mouse if I did. And the other one, she would hopefully hunt it. Huh. You like to make friends. You're so social. You're purring right now. By the way, this is Pumpkin. I'm T. Waldron. And that's my other cat, Fractal, as in fractal geometry. Pumpkin 17. Yeah, no, that's true, Kevin. Being estranged is not necessarily a negative thing. Sometimes you need to do it to protect yourself. And that's, it's everybody has their own situation. That's so true. That's wise. Yeah. It is so common. Yeah. And it's more common these days than you'd think. So I left my other book I was reading in the car from the trip. It fell out of my bag, but I'll read to you a little bit from Deepak Chopra's book, The Power, Freedom, and Grace, Living from the Source of Lasting Happiness. So I like Deepak. He's an interesting guy. Hold on. Let me open to a random page because I was sort of see what this is. Oh, where do I go when I die? That's a little dark. I'll flip it to the next chapter. What is the key to lasting happiness? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, making new connections. That's right, Juicy. That's cool. Hi again, Robert. Welcome back. My Scottish friend. What is the key to lasting happiness? Deepak Chopra asks. And he has a description here. He starts the chapter with. It's called source, one that causes, creates, or initiates a maker. So I think he's talking about source. Behind the curtain of your intellect and emotions is your self-image or ego. The ego is not your real self, but the image of yourself that you have slowly built over time. Oh, that's so true. It's the mask behind which you hide, but it is not the real you. And because it is not the real you, but a fraud, it lives in fear. It wants approval. It needs control. It follows you wherever you go. That's so true, because I was living through ego before. There's a beautiful poem by Indian poet Rabindranath Tagore, who is speaking to God. In this poem, I came out alone on my way to my tryst, but who is this that follows me in the silent dark? I move aside to avoid his presence, but I escape him not. He makes the dust rise from the earth with his swagger. He adds his loud voice to every word that I utter. He is my own little self, my Lord. He knows no shame, but I am ashamed to come through to thy door in his company. The ego is a prison you've built around yourself, and now it holds you captive within its walls. How do you know this has happened? You have to know anytime you feel discomfort in your body. That's true, like feeling your body. Your ego, which is ego, or edging God out. He uses that word, ego, edging God out, is overshadowing your inner self. Fear, doubt, worry, concern are some of the energies associated with your ego. And what do? What's the best way to dissipate these energies is to feel your body. Feel the localized sensations of your body and keep feeling them until they begin to dissipate. How do you break free of captivity? You break free by choosing to identify with your inner self, the real you. You break free from the prison of conditioning when you feel neither beneath anyone nor superior to anyone. When you shed the need to control other people and you create space for others to be who they are and for your real self to be what it is. That's beautiful. Let me see what you guys have been saying. Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing well, Robert. I hope you're doing well as well. Hi, Gary. Welcome. Hey, Axeman. Oh, St. Michael's Prayer. I don't know that. I can't remember that one. I think they ended, they used to end Mass with that one, right? I think, I don't know. There's a lot of saints. I get confused sometimes. I always used to pray to St. Anthony when I would lose something. I know that. Dear St. Anthony, please look around. Something is lost that must be found. He came through for me every single time, so I appreciated that. It was pretty funny. I worked at primarily a Jewish community, but the ladies would teach me Yiddish, and I taught them how to pray to St. Anthony when they lost their keys. It was a good exchange. Anyway, he ends with this: you break free when you no longer defend your point of view. How many of us need to defend our point of view? I found that so freeing when I'm just like, I say what I feel, and like, if you believe me, fine, and if you don't, that's your prerogative. And it feels good. Like, it's a weird shift in energy though, because like, when you feel you're right, sometimes people say, well, I just want you to be, I want to help you by being right. No, that's control. When you realize you're trying to control that other person, it makes it easier to back off and just let them be, and just go with your own belief, You don't have to, they don't have to believe what you believe. Yeah. So, let's see. So yeah, you let go of your need to control when you no longer use stereotypes or harbor extremes like likes or dislikes toward people you hardly know. Yeah. You break free when you refuse to follow the impulses of anger and fear, and when you act from humility rather than belligerence, when you tread gently rather than with a swagger, and when your speech is nurturing rather than scathing, when you choose to express only your love. That's beautiful. So that's a good practice. It's harder than it's simple, but it's harder than it sounds. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for all the hearts, everybody. I hope you're all having a good night or evening or morning, wherever you are. I'm going to head out because I've got to prepare. I'm doing a class tomorrow on reducing stress. The local hospital, they have a nurses outreach program. So they go to different senior centers throughout the month. I think we're on tour this month. I think I'm going to 5 different senior centers with this reducing stress before the holidays program. And I'm doing like a little exercise, a mini exercise class with them and I just downloaded all the Christmas music. So I've got to listen to it because I don't want to do any of the, all the ones that are overplayed. So I've got like 25 songs in my playlist. So I've got to get it down to like 5 songs. So that's what I'm doing tonight. And then I'm going to choreograph some little movements for some chair workout. So it's going to be really fun. But how are you guys doing? Yeah, see you later. Have a great night. All right. Thanks for tuning in. And I will see you tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. Oh, I want to announce starting December 1st, which is tomorrow, I'm going to do a little piece of wisdom from this person I've been listening to since, I would say August. Okay. So I've been listening to their concepts. And so far, everything that I've heard from them that affects my life, I've tried to apply it just as a test, and it's been very effective. So in December, it's going to be like our little Advent wreath of December, and I'll tell you who the person is on December 21st. So tune in if you can, as many days as you can, or listen to the playback. But I'll give you like a little bit of wisdom from this person that I think is interesting, and I would love to know what your feedback is. Like, does that resonate